reached the final hour here on WOTM TV 47. And this morning we have Mr. Cabot Barden. He's a local a songwriter, author, a musician, and he does everything. Good morning, Mr. Cabot Barden. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
So you're a musician, a songwriter, an author. How do you handle all those responsibilities? What keeps you going?
God.
Yeah.
God keeps me going.
He definitely does, and he has to keep you going with everything you've done. You've written 21 novels, and you talk about your new book, The Infiltrators. Can you talk about that new book and what impact and how you want to do that?
Well, this is the fourth one in the series of the Drew Brand series, which is spy novels from the 1940s and 30s. My dad was in military intelligence during World War II, and when I was a little kid, he died when I was 11. But when I was a little kid, he told me all these stories, and I thought, that can't be true. He didn't do all that. And then I found out later, yeah, he did. So I was writing all these novels, and I was looking for something new to write about, so I started writing the Drew Brand series, and this will be the fourth one to come out. It should be out soon, very soon. My sixth novel, though, is I Will War No More, which is based on Selecta, the guy that saved Fort Leslie during the Creek Indian Wars. Mel Gibson contacted me January a year ago and was interested in buying the rights to my book, I Will War No More, because he wanted to make a movie out of it. And at that time, I couldn't really concentrate on that because my wife was sick, and she passed away in May of last year. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and then right after she passed away, I moved out to Texas for a while, which I didn't care for. But now I'm back here in Alabama and back to writing like I've been writing. And so this one here, this Sunday we start shooting acting scenes for I Will War No More in a location nearby here in this Talladega County. The book on the farthest end down there is End of the Trail, which is the third in the Cherokee Kid series. It's one of my westerns that I've written based on real people. And just like this story here is based on real people, this story here is 80% fact and 20% fiction. Selecta was a real person that lived in the early 1800s.
So when you talk about the soon-to-be major motion picture, it's a lot that goes into shooting films, acting. So can you talk about and can you explain to myself and the viewers as well, what all will you guys be doing with this act? Were there anything we need to stay tuned for? I know you don't want to give a lot of information out, but can you just talk about what all will take place while you're shooting this film?
Well, I'll be directing and co-producing the whole project. My cameraman and co-producer is Tom Roberts from Sylacauga. And we'll be shooting the movie this Sunday. What I've got to do is get everybody in place. We've got the costumes from that era. We have the colonial costumes. We have Indians, Native Americans that's going to be there. I'll be there too because I'm a Native American. I'll have several of them playing the parts of the Indians, like Red Eagle and Chief Chinnaby, and of course Selecta was half Indian, half white. And his best friend, Jim Fife, was half Indian, half white. And so I've got several Indians playing the parts of Indians, so which would only be right. And I've got people come as far away as Huntsville, Montgomery, Montevallo, all over the place, come to act their parts. We've already shot the background scenes for several of the scenes, and we got those ready. And we're just going to go ahead start doing the acting scenes this Sunday.
So I know for different people, sometimes they have a vision, they have a dream of when they want to start doing something. So for you, you've been a writer, you've acted. When did you realize that you wanted to be an actor or a writer? Because I know sometimes you can start at a young age, but then you be like, no, that's not what I really want to do. But then you have to keep going. So what for you, what made you want to realize this is what I want to do?
Well, back in the 80s, I picked up a novel by Clive Cussler. I started reading it. I got hooked on Clive Cussler, so I read everything that come out that he had. And in 1989, I actually met Clive down in Mobile. He was down there diving on some shipwrecks. And at that time, I had not even thought about writing a book. I just asked him off the cuff. I said, if I was going to write a book, what would I write about? He said, write what you know. If you don't know, find out. That stuck with me. And he and I got to be good friends over the years. And in 2005, they were going to start filming the movie Sahara, which was based on one of his books. And I called him up and I said, do they have any music for it yet? He said, no. I said, well, you think they might listen to some of my stuff? He said, yeah. He gave me Matthew McConaughey's phone number, and I called Matthew and talked to him, and he said, yeah, we don't have any music yet. So I wrote about 7 tunes for that movie, and they ended up not using any of the music, but that was okay because Clive sued the movie production company because of breach of contract with them or something. And so they decided, well, since I was a friend of Clive, that they weren't going to use my music either because they didn't want to get another legal matter stirred up. Of course, I'd have been glad for them to use any of it, but that's all right. But that's what got me started writing novels. I started after I retired writing novels. That was in 2011. I put out my first novel, and it's gotten my psyche, and I can't let go of it. I've got to write. It keeps my mind occupied so I don't turn into a vegetable at my age.
We're talking with Mr. Cabot Barden, local native here in Sylacauga, Alabama. We were talking off air earlier about your newest book, The Infiltrators, 21st novel series. Can you talk about, man, 21 books? Like, is there any new projects you have planned, or you just keep writing, or what's next?
I don't know what's next. I'm looking around for a book, something to write about. It'll probably be something about Native Americans because I do a lot of Indian powwows during the year, and I've got about 6 novels about the Native Americans, the Creek Indians and the Cherokees. So I'll probably write another Indian novel because they sell the best. And of course, I Will War No More was a bestseller in 2016, so naturally I'll go back to that. That's my best moneymaker.
So do you keep in contact with the friends you have coming in town this week to help shoot the video? Are they close friends? Are they friends you've been known for a while? Can you talk about the relationships you may have with them and why you chose to have them come down and help you with the scene?
Well, I invited a couple of professional actors to be in it, but they wanted big bucks for it, and I said, no, this is just about a zero budget.
They all want the big bucks.
Yeah, and this is a zero budget project practically. And my friend said, yeah, we'll do it. So I had about 4 of my Native American friends up in Gunnersville that belonged to our tribe said, yeah, we'll be in the movie. I said, okay. So I stay in touch with them pretty regular. David, who's going to play Jim 5, David Waddell, he's a big fan of mine. He's got all of my books. Every time I have a book come out, he's got to have one. So, and I've got a lot of help from my current wife, Lucy. She's helping me a lot with this movie. She's doing a lot of the sewing, putting the costumes together for the Native Americans and for the colonials.
I know you appreciate her help.
Oh yeah, she's a really good seamstress. So I got a lot of good help, and most of the folks, there's quite a few of them I don't even know them. I've never met them. She knew them when she lived in Calera, and so they're going to be involved with it. I got one guy from Ashland coming. He's a reenactor. He does these reenactments with Sean Baker's bunch. He'll be involved, him and a couple other guys. So we've got a pretty full crew.
So when you talk about your books and everything you act, can you let the viewers know how they can get these books or how they can contact you on social media, or whenever you do book signings? Because I know some people might be interested in how they can contact you, or how do you go about your social media, or how can they reach out to you?
Well, you can buy any of my books from Amazon, Books A Million, and Barnes & Noble. They're all available worldwide. Any of my books, except this one. This one will be out very soon. To reach me, to talk to me, your best bet is to contact me on Facebook, because I don't like giving up my phone number. But I'll definitely talk to you on Facebook. If you contact me, I'll talk to you. And if you need to know how to do stuff like how to get a book published or whatever, I can give you a lot of good pointers on how to get one published without costing you an arm and a leg. And that's a major thing these days. A lot of people want to write books, but they don't know how to get it out there and get it published. And there's a way to do it without costing you a whole lot of money.
Well, Mr. Cabot, we appreciate you taking the time to stop by here and talk with us today. As the people should know, they should stay tuned for The Infiltrators. That's the new book that can come out anytime soon. And you'll also be filming your soon-to-be major motion picture. And we'll have more on Daybreak, so stay tuned. And we appreciate you taking time out to talk with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Stay tuned for more Daybreak here